I swear to God, guys, if I do not pull Valara, I am going to fuck. In my opinion, this is the greatest ancient banner of all time. I really hope it goes well for me, but even more so, I hope it goes well for all of you. How you doing, guys? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to the channel. And in this video, I will be answering the question, should you summon for Valara and iNGRID tomorrow? Yeah, you f***ing should.
Fastidious.
All right, silliness aside, it has been a long day. Obviously, you should summon for these guys. Maybe at the very end, I'll try to think of the one player in the world who shouldn't, but I don't know if that player exists. But I figured let me break down and talk about why these ladies are so good. This is going to be a short video. I'm going to keep it under 10 minutes. We're going to have a little fun and really break down these two units, especially their awakenings. Hey guys, this was meant to be a short, silly should you summon because duh, you should summon. This is a god tier banner. It's the best ancient summoning banner ever in my opinion. However, I was having fun talking about these heroes and I went into like a lot of depth about every little thing that I think makes them so important. So if you're interested in that, I'm actually really proud of the silliness, but also the deep dive we created. So stick with me, check it out. Let's go. I do want to start with iNGRID because as much as I love Valara, and I'm going to lose my flipping mind if I don't pull her with my 220 whatever summons tomorrow. Not that I'm guaranteed her, but boy, am I counting on it. iNGRID is the best here in the game, right? iNGRID is kind of one of one for a lot of things in Watcher of Realms. She is the only unit in the game that has like 2 switching modes that kind of are strictly unique. She has her single target mode with a ton of dot damage, and then she obviously has the best AoE mode in the game. It is broken. I would say iNGRID in solar mode is pretty broken. But I want to take you through why she's so good and then also explain how you should be pulling for her. Like, is there a point when you stop? Like, if you already have her A5 with soul stones, do you pull for her? Let's get into that. So I'm not gonna break down her kit. It's supremely complicated. I'm pretty sure I have an iNGRID guide somewhere. Maybe I don't, now that I'm saying it out loud. I've done a lot of iNGRID content. If you need a formal iNGRID guide, if enough people say in the comments, it's gonna have to be a lot because that will be a lot of work, but I'm happy to make it for you. Basically, she has 2 modes. Stellar mode, so this is like a multi-hit, single target attack mode. Very powerful, though it kind of depends on the content. Sometimes you might feel a little underwhelmed by it, but other times, against certain bosses, it might blow your mind a little bit. And then she has her solar mode, which is her AoE mode, where she has these kind of endlessly long blasts whenever she triggers her solar flares, and it's the most powerful AoE move in the game. It goes on forever. It becomes 3 tiles wide. It's about as strong as anything we have in Watcher of Realms. On top of all of that still, iNGRID is very unique in that she's the only dual faction legendary lord in this game. We have a few different epic lords and even rare lords that have 2 factions, right? Like Nero is a cultist rare lord and also a Watchguard member. We've got Vladov, who is a chaotic lord and just a Nightmare Council member. But iNGRID is the only legendary lord that's also just in another faction. And that somehow takes her to even crazier heights because she is like the best arbiter in the game. It's her and Praetus. So when she's got Praetus as a lord, she becomes this whole other thing and it's remarkable. But on top of that, she is a phenomenal lord for the Watchguard, which once upon a time, if you're a new player, maybe you don't know this, but believe it or not, was definitively, decisively the worst faction in the game. But the devs said, hey, this is called Watcher of Realms, and we call the members of the Watchguard Watcher, so they should probably be good. Let's add iNGRID and Diao Chan. How about we add Lucius? Maybe we'll add Talon. Should we also add Kagiri? Maybe we'll add Eris. Should we add Sun Wukong as well? And all of a sudden, this faction is completely and utterly busted, has a claim to be the best faction for a lot of content in this game, and iNGRID is the best lord for a lot of that content. There's some things where you'd still prefer Leia, maybe you'll run iNGRID under Leia, but for a lot of stuff, iNGRID is the queen, right? She's just so freaking good. Like I said, if you want a deeper dive than this on how every little skill works, seeing her in content and stuff, I'm happy to do it if a lot of people make some noise, but just take my word for it. Take anyone's word for it. She is amazing. She's good in so much content. She's the best AoE unit in the game. As a single target, she's very strong for bosses, especially if you have her A3. We're about to talk about Awakenings, but she's very good in Abyss. Like, she's on some of the top 60k teams. She's lording over the Wukongs and the Kagiris of the world, and she's doing a lot of good magic damage herself. On top of that, still, she's very good in APOC. She's very good in Guild Boss 2. She can be both a Lord, or very often you'll use her as an Arbiter under Praetus, even under Elysia. She's really special. And then everything goes to a whole new level when we talk about PvP. So she is good in all PvP, like definitively excellent. The main places she'll really shine, well, actually it's everywhere but one. She's like fine in single target, especially with the rise of these A5 Kagiri Wukong teams. She can lord over that. So I guess she's kind of amazing at everything now, huh? But as an actual unit, just phenomenal in AoE arena and just phenomenal in anti-air arena. And then, of course, she literally is, and I don't have to be, I'm not a good GVG player. I don't do GVG. Does my guild leader do my attacks at least half the time? I don't know. You got to ask him. Shout out to Hawkus. It's just not a mode I engage with anymore. Maybe the second half of this year, I might try to get back into it. I just have not had the time. It is a good game mode. I'm not saying it isn't, but it just has never clicked with me the way it clicks with others. But in GVG, she is just the best GVG character in the game. She is completely and utterly meta and top tier for defense. And then for offense, she is extremely desirable. She's phenomenal for BP affiliation for your demon soldiers. If you have an A5 iNGRID, I believe, I don't know what the most recent math is, but I think it's the second strongest legendary lord and for sure a top 5 BP unit in the game. If you're a GVG Guild Wars expert, please let me know about that in the comments. But she's just amazing for affiliation. Her awakenings get better and better, and then she's amazing as a unit. She is the definition of the whole package. And if they ever add a skin, Moonton, if they ever listen to me, add a skin of her standing up, and you won't know what to do with all the money. And I'll leave it at that. Okay, let's go to the Awakenings. A lot of people asking about iNGRID Awakenings, rightfully so, because her A3 is the single best awakening in the game. It is completely and utterly busted, but I'm a big believer here. There's no reason to awaken iNGRID until you're getting her to A3. The A1 here in Stellar mode, this is the single target mode. She's going to deal 20% increased damage to targets inflicted with Radiant Erosion. She obviously puts out Radiant Erosion in that mode as well. And she'll receive 20% less damage from targets inflicted with Radiant Erosion. So dealing more if they're under Radiant and taking less from them if they're under Radiant, it's definitely good. The only real use case for this would be Abyss 1 right now, I would say. But, like, this is not making or breaking your run. You'd be in such the fine details for it really to matter. The A2 is obviously good. I'm quite good. If you have 2 Soul Stones and you know you're going to A3 iNGRID, maybe you could do that if you're getting antsy. Personally, I'd still wait because I'm a freak. I sit on all my resources. But plus 300 attack, she already has the highest attack in the game for a mage at 6102. That is crazy high. This brings it to 6,402. That's amazing. And she also increases additionally the faction team members' attack by 5%. So your Wukongs, your Luciuses, your Kagiri, they're all getting more attack. That's very good. But the A3. So the key things with her 2 modes, whether she's in solar mode or stellar mode, she does a big special hit. So in solar mode, it's called the solar flare. In stellar mode, it's called the star shower. And these special moves, the solar flare and the star shower, always from the talent are happening every 5 basic attacks. So every 4 basic attacks, the 5th one after that, the next one is going to be either star shower in stellar mode or solar flare in solar mode. But if you have her A3 when she's in the Overlord state, when she's got all her points, she's got the 5 things, and she's good to go, it becomes every other. It only takes 1 basic attack for the next one to be either the Solar Flare or the Star Shower. And the difference this makes is so much. Think about 10 basic attacks. If you have her not A3, A2 or lower, she's getting 2 Solar Flares or 2 Star Showers. If you have her at A3, she's doing 5, right? So 2.5 times more. That is everything. And you'll notice the difference immediately. If we go to the A4, penetration plus 8%, so she's ignoring 8% of magic resistance. This doesn't matter that much. And then A5, this is pretty cool. The A1 was just for the stellar mode. The A5 is just for the solar mode. Solar Flare now ignores 25% magic res. So we understand what all these are, right? It's a little magic defense shred. We understand all the awakenings now. What are the most important? The A1 is very niche. I would not put a soulstone into this. I'd wait until you have at least 2. Personally, I'd wait for 3. The A2 is really nice. So if you have 2 or you have an A1 iNGRID and you want to soulstone it, fine. Or you want to pull for it, fine. The A3 is everything. If you can get her A3, that is the top priority of everything with soulstones and pulling for lords and everything, in my opinion. There's nothing more powerful in this game. The A4, it's something, but again, it barely moves the needle. It moves the needle less than the A1. The A5 is really something though, right? Because at that point, whenever she does the biggest hits of her AoE, they're shredding 25% of magic resistance. From the A4, she's already ignoring 8% additional. So that's 33%. She's always ignoring at a minimum a third of the magic resistance, the magic defense. So I really think any of these things are super duper valuable. The A3 is valuable to every single player in this game. The A5 is really when it becomes more about PvP, because you'll notice a difference having the A5 unlocked when you're using her in like anti-air arena or AoE arena, and certainly you'll notice it in Guild Wars, and absolutely you'll notice it when you're using her as an affiliation hero for your demon soldiers and you want more BP in Guild Wars for your offense, right? So if you don't care that much about PvP, I think the A4, the A5 are kind of a wash. The A3 is perfect for everyone, but I would say everyone should pull, because unless you're the luckiest duck of all time, this video is so much longer than I thought it was going to be. What a joke. Unless you're the luckiest duck of all time, like I said, you're going to have soulstones in her. So personally, I have 3 soulstones in iNGRID. I have her A3. I was lucky to pull her once. I put 3 soulstones in. I would happily welcome more copies, because eventually I would hope I can get enough iNGRID to bring her to A3 naturally and then get a bunch of soulstones back. Something like that would be really powerful, because you never know who the next iNGRID of a couple months from now or a year from now or multiple years from now is going to be. So I think it's really valuable to everyone. I hope I explained her kit well and why she's so crazy. I'm very tired and I'm realizing I ranted a little bit, but I love iNGRID. She's so freaking insanely, stupidly, wildly powerful. I also love Valara for a similar reason. Valara, upon entering the game, will instantly be the best Malric hero in the game. I did a lot of Malric farming the past 2 or 3 days, and let me tell you, it has the best rewards of any content in the game, especially when you balance it with how much you're able to farm it. Like, you get at least 1 keystone every 100 runs, which doesn't sound like much, but that means you're able to farm it like at least once a day. I think a lot of people it will be multiple times a day, and the rewards are like better than farming most guild boss chests. It's tremendous. The amount of skill crystals, the amount of ancient summoning crystals. There's so many things. Gear recasting hammers, refining stones. It goes on and on and on, and that's not even to mention the gems and all those augmentation things as well. It is amazing, and upon entering the game tomorrow morning, she will be the best character in the game for it by far. She has humongous AoE damage, and an underrated thing, because she hits so hard and she looks so cool and this, that, and the other, she's a tactician, is that her crowd control is out of this world. I had a commenter on a video a couple days ago asking who are the best legendary crowd control units in the game. It was one on one of my Vault of Elindris guides, and he was asking, and it was a good question because I was using Greed and Mari. And I did use a lot of epics to make the guide more accessible, but also a lot of the best crowd control units in the game are like Greed and and Mari, all these epics. Who are the best legendaries? Well, there's obviously Beelzebub, who has a crazy amount of slows, and now there's Valara. I mean, she puts out so much slow. It starts at a baby slow, right? All her damage deals a baby slow, minus 25%. But when she's ulting, she does like the second highest slow at 50%. She also has knockback. It's constant crowd control with her. It is so flipping good. Add the wild amount of damage, the true damage, the damage over time. That's also true damage with the Radiant Erosion. She is so good. She is so good. She even has the best AoE magic res reduction, so she's a debuffer too on this Leap of Faith ability. I love her kit. Morden is phenomenal, and she gives him an amazing bond skill, and he gives her an amazing bond skill. Simply put, she's crazy. I actually want to focus on this bond skill for a second. During the ultimate, if there's no enemy units in range, restores 8% rage every 2 seconds. This is so broken for Malric, because you use her ultimate to displace her, to move her around the map, and you do that, and then there's no one there because you're setting her up for the next lane she needs to cover, and she gets her ult back like instantly. Instantly is a slight exaggeration, but it's nuts, especially if you're running her as an esotericist, so the cost of this ult is even lower. It's low to begin with. It's only 800 to begin with. She's stupidly strong. Go watch my 121 showcase. I did Valara A0 with her exclusive artifact, no promotions, all tier 1 gear, and she literally solo DPS the entire stage, no power dominance, with all random nothing supports. No other damage. Just she did like, whatever, 250 million, and the next highest was like Mari with 600,000 or something. She is God tier. She's so good, and I want her on my team so bad. And let's talk about how to pull for her, because if I get her, I won't stop, because her A1 is insanely strong. You know that 25% magic res shred that iNGRID gets just on her solar flares at A5? Valara's getting that kind of magic shred, that kind of magic defense shred, magic res ignore. She's getting that at A1. There are 2 parts to it. When enemies enter her attack range, she's going to inflict 1 stack of Radiant Erosion on them, and this is going to last for 10 seconds. It doesn't say it here, but her Radiant Erosion lasts 10 seconds. That's the standard. And then, additionally, separate thing, whenever she attacks targets inflicted with Radiant Erosion, she's going to ignore a quarter of their magic resistance. So ignore a quarter of their defense, essentially, right? Because she's a magic DPS. This is stupidly strong. She's also putting out magic res reduction. She's going to often be with a lot of arbiters who are putting out Radiant Erosion, and she puts out Radiant Erosion, not just when they enter the attack range, but from her kit. This is such a crazy good awakening. This is borderline, like, I wouldn't do it. I think you should only put, until we have way more access to unpolished soulstones, I wouldn't put them on non-limited characters, but this would be an excellent argument for putting it on a limited 200 guarantee character. Plus 5% attack here is actually better than plus 300, because she has stupidly high attacks, similar to iNGRID, 6,100, even higher than iNGRID, actually. The A3, pretty cool. She's immune to some of the damage taken on the first instance, and then after she triggers that, she gets damage reduction for the next 5 seconds. This will allow her to solo lanes without anyone tanking in Malric for a lot of maps. That's really good. The A4, she's shredding even more. She's ignoring 8% more magic resistance, so now it's 33% if they're under Radiant Erosion, and she has the 30% AoE magic res reduction from her passive. It's getting stupid. And then the A5, she just like gives herself a cultist bonus. 20% increased damage to targets inflicted with slow and control effects. Every single piece of damage she does inflicts some level of slow, so it's just increase all damage by 20%, full stop. She's phenomenal. Her awakenings are phenomenal. In my opinion, this is the greatest ancient banner of all time. I really hope it goes well for me, but even more so, I hope it goes well for all of you. You know, I'm someone that's lucky to like get content creator awards and kind of just be doing this for fun more than, I mean, we're all playing for fun, but I don't sweat the small stuff, even if it feels like it on video, but I know a lot of you guys do. And I know a lot of you guys have been saving for months and months and months. I've seen people with free to play, over 400 ancient saved. They were in my chat today. And I just really hope people don't get screwed. I don't want rage quits tomorrow, but I could see that frustration happening. So this is just me saying to end the video, I hope all of you, if it means I get nothing, I can live with it, as long as all of you have tremendous luck tomorrow. So in short, should you summon for the special ancient summoning starting tomorrow featuring iNGRID and Valara? Yeah. Bye.
Fastidious.
Yeah.